or a selective amount of one of them three. With the self-reflection that I've done, I definitely went through my ups and downs in early high school. I was bullied in year seven, but I was just, I was an athlete playing basketball in the States by 18. I've tried different business models. I've been hacked. I've been scammed. I've been in instances where I nearly lost my life because I was at the wrong place, wrong time, as you know. But I've also been doing business since I was a teenager. So my wiring is already, I can already see patterns in behavior or in hiring. And that has allowed me to feel probably more towards that malignant side, if I had to pick one, the entitlement of I kind of have a good feel of how people can move. So now that I've got pattern recognition per se, I feel like I am equipped at being able to distill. If I create a group of super geniuses that are really good at X, one has high EQ, one's really technical, one is autistic but very good at their job, and I'm able to combine them in a cluster to take care of a bunch of clients, 10, 15, 20 of them, then I'm able to get an outsized return because they look at me as someone who is capable of managing these different dynamics that are felt but not spoken. So I think entitlement is good when it's earned. Doesn't mean you need to act like a brat, but I think it's a natural consequence of being competent at something. If you're competent at walking, you're going to be like, oh, I can walk.
Yeah.
If you're competent at speaking, I can talk. If you're competent at sales, I can sell. So if you're competent at building and managing teams, I've done it with Quasar, I've done it with culture, I did it in tech sales. I started as an SDR, I became a head of sales by 22 at a tech company. By the time that was in Sydney. If I did this in network marketing in 18 to 20, if I've been able to pattern recognize that I can build a team, then why can't I build a 50-person team for my own company? So it was more like an acceptance of you have paid the price. It's okay if it's for you. So that's the entitlement. When it comes to greed, to be succinct, Tony Robbins, and he's going viral at the moment because of the interview with Alex Hormozi, which I think was great. How'd you find the interview real quick? How'd you find it?
I haven't finished it. I only watched like the first 10 minutes. Yeah, I need to. That's like literally multiverse type shit, man. Like that's two people from. I need to watch it. What do you think, man?
I really liked it. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I really liked it. My brother didn't like it that much, but I liked it. But, you know, Tony Robbins talks about the different way people are wired. And my core motivations are freedom and mating, right? And I'm not going to go too deep into it, but freedom and mating are my main two drivers. There's status, that's another motivator for people. And there's other things like legitimately the counting up of money. But like literally, I get to be in a nice apartment that I can't wait to show you when you come back from your trip. I get to eat good food. I have a good chef that creates really good meals. She creates a menu for me. I get to pick every week. I'm so blessed, man,
Yeah.
because you've seen the grind, right?
Yeah.
So, and I've got good relationships with friends and, good interactions with women, for lack of better words. So, if I've got those buckets ticked, really, the main other thing is just freedom. So I know what my freedom number is. I know how expensive it is. I know how I define freedom. So when it comes to the actual materialistic acquisition of money, which I'd associate more with greed, it's not a huge incentive. Like, bro, let's be honest, especially at 26, how many other people, even doing 50K a month, probably are going to like get a Mercedes that they're renting, let alone over a million a month, over a million a year. How many of them are going to buy? I've been wearing the same green jacket that you saw me wear at Culture 4 years ago. I still wear that shit, bro. Girls mock me for it. And I'm like, yeah. And what?
And
Like, I'm not driven as much by status or by the fiscal accumulation of like I'm competent and comfortable in freedom, mating, and mastery. Those are my main drivers. So I don't think greed is necessitous with me in particular, especially just based on my spending habits with my staff. Like, again, how many agency owners are going to willingly spend 80% of their revenue every month just because they're that convicted that they will keep growing it next month because they're building it as if they want to sell it? I don't know how many would really do that. I think a lot of them would coast, which is fine because you have to know yourself. At even in some people, 10K a month, that's enough. But for me, I'm definitely driven by freedom, mating, and mastery. So the entitlement, I think I've discussed, but the greed, I don't think that's particularly relevant to my personality.
and you also mentioned something really important, man, like pattern recognition in hires. So I guess when you've hired a lot of people, right? You just got someone for HR right now, but from the sounds of it, you were hiring a lot of fucking people, right? So just a quick question is like, in turn with the pattern recognition, with the three types of narcissism, like you always look for someone who is in a way somewhat quote unquote narcissist, has small traits of narcissism. So I guess like, what do you avoid? Like, what are some traits that you immediately can see after talking to someone for like 10 minutes? And like, especially with hires, what do you avoid? What do you look for? How do you manage them? And how strictly do you kind of manage your team? Like, are you more super micromanaging? Or are you more like, you know what, just do your thing? Yeah, man.
I'm not super micromanaging. Every day they put daily updates in Slack. And I don't care if you're onshore or offshore. I don't care if you're in Australia, in Europe, Philippines, whatever. Put your daily updates. But I'm also at a point, because we have 55 people, which is a lot of people, we have a lot of team leaders. So we've got an ops manager, we've got a head of sales, we've got an appointment setting team leader, we've got an SEO team leader, we've got paid ads team leader. So we got all these team leaders that help delineate for me. So for example, say my SEO team wanted to buy another tool, Ahrefs, for example, an SEO tool, SEMrush, whatever. And what they would do is the team leader would then tell my ops manager that the SEO team has had, because they have a weekly SEO team meeting call every week. They'll tell the ops manager, hey, we want this tool. And then she'll, if she thinks it's useful, based on the comments from the team leader, she'll then progress it to me. And they have a company card. And that company card is for expenses for ops and tech. And that we use an Airwallex card. Are you familiar with Airwallex?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to you about that probably offline in person. Airwallex, bro, it makes life easier. But anyway, because Stripe can hold money and anyway. So all the problems that so many problems that I just had to go through, bro. So then it gets progressed to me, and then I'll be like, yes, like it looks fine, green light it. Next minute, it's another $800 a month. It goes to the bookkeeper, who's also in Slack. The bookkeeper, every Wednesday and Saturday, he'll update the bookkeeping, the money inflow, outflow, and that's how it will go. So that's what's helped me not be a micromanager, because also it's hard to be in an expansive state when you're just trying to retain all the time, because we are what we emit. I am expansive. That's why I am expanding, irrespective of the ups and downs. I get issues every day. Like literally today, one of my landing page guys called me to solve a certain discrepancy. I had a client send me a 3-minute voice message about how they wanted to cancel, even though they're not even, they're just halfway through a 6-month contract. And bro, I was like listening to James Brown, like paid cost to be the boss, just vibing, bro. Like, I'm like, I'm just like, whatever, bro. Like, I'm so unaffected by like client complaints, whatever, because I just know I'm going to keep growing. And it's not, and perhaps, yes, that is a bit of malignant narcissism in a sense, but it's more like I am just so aware that the vibration in which I've been able to participate in by the grace of God is a high one, that irrespective of the objects that they try to throw at me, the shield of expansion, just tramples over it, and I will keep growing. So that, yeah, I guess delusion in a sense has been rewarding, which again makes me not be a micromanager, because now my head of sales, he emits that delusion. He's been on so many of my calls, and then it ripples down to the appointment setter. And the appointment setting team leader, we make these jokes. My head of sales, he calls himself King James, as if it's LeBron James. Your team does a similar kind of vibe, which is awesome. And then one of my onshore sales guys, Chris, he calls himself Michael Jordan. And they call me Phil Jackson. I didn't even say I was Phil Jackson. They just call me Phil Jackson, the coach, right? And then my appointment setter team leader, he's Steph Curry. He's going to hit the shots. He's going to get the appointments booked. Dom, you available? Close it, Phil Jackson. Alley-oop to James, because his name is James. That's my head of sales. So, and James closes a lot of deals, He's nearly hit his quota for the month as well. I already hit my quota and my advanced quota, like by middle of the month. But it's not because life is hard. It's always hard. But it's because we just operate from expansion. I'm actually trying to get my ops manager to operate a little bit more like that, but she's a bit more risk. She just deals with risk a little bit different, which is, again, going back to your question, how do you hire? You need to figure out what personality, and this comes with experience, no matter how many books you read, what personality is adjacent to the role. So for example, if I had an SEO guy that's a bit too good at talking, I'm a little bit more, I want an autistic, data, glasses wearing, late 30s, early 40s with children SEO person. But for a sales guy, bro, my head of sales, he's about to get married and he's 27.
Oof.
What level of hunger do you want to make commissions, bro?
Oof.
I'm going to come to his wedding once we hit $1 million a month.
Oof.
What kind of incentive is that, bro? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so again, like there's just